Listen, man, we outside. Yeah. Darren hit my phone and said we ball. I told him ball forever.
Alright, people, it's time to educate, develop, and transform. This channel is not considered financial advice, and this is me giving my opinion. And I say it again, my opinion of the market based on my research and the things that I've collected and what I think is going to happen. So let's get into it. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I want to talk about the state of crypto and the economy. Now, but first, let's lead up to some events that took off and that took place, which is why Bitcoin reached 15.6K. If you're not hit, Bitcoin has hit its yearly low of 15.6K. And if you know me, if you've been following me, then you know that I've been calling this out to you guys for a long time. Now, 6 months I've been calling it. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but definitely four. I've been calling 15K. And I don't think that we're done going down, and I'll go back into that more into the video. Now let's talk about what took place onto why this is happening and what's actually happening. So it starts with FTX, Binance, and Elon Musk. Now Sam tries to buy Twitter. Sam is the CEO of FTX. He tries to buy Twitter, and Elon basically comes in, buys Twitter. Now Sam asked Elon to buy a portion of Twitter, and Elon looks at his balance sheet, I'm assuming, that he didn't like what he saw. And now here's where it gets a little interesting. And Elon then allows Binance to buy 1% of Twitter. Now, if you don't know, Binance owned, at the time, $2 billion of liquidity in FTX. They were one of the first people to actually come in and help them get started and fund them. Now, CZ, CEO of Binance, starts to threaten to pull out this $2 billion, and this is due to right after this happens, right? Sam Bankman-Fried goes on to a interview. He gets grilled on this interview. He gets hammered. Everything he was saying was just getting pummeled. Like, it just wasn't good. It did not look good. And people started investigating. That's what they do in Web3. They start investigating, right? Now we get documents saying that his liquidity is wrapped up in Solana and Solana-based tokens. Now, these Solana-based tokens that were found are down 93%. So basically, what's going on? Where's this funding coming from? Where's this money going? And people start investigating, and they see that it's somewhat of a not truthful ecosystem. Now, this is something that people do or did in Web 2, which is why we're trying to get away from this model with Web 3. The whole point of Web 3 is to break pyramid schemes and pyramid models, right? Like, that is not the intention of Web 3. Sometimes things are misused, and we have situations like this. Now, during this time, right, we're going to go back, and I'll digress a little bit, but FTT, we're going to give you the timeline. So now, after CZ threatens to pull his $2 billion out, the price drops 18%. Now, the price was at $22, right, before this happens. Now, Sam then goes to Binance and asks them to bail him out, right? Like, hey, we want to be bailed out. They freeze all trading in the morning. They froze all trading. Now, this causes the price to drop 78% to $4.20 USD. So many people lost so much money. So anybody in FTT, you know, I feel for you. I hate that this happened to you. You know, we want to prevent things like this, right? We want to be able to vet these projects and make sure that what they're saying is true, right? And I know that is a fine line between, you know, what the SEC can say and what we can't do, but a lot of people are very, very against the SEC and these things. But at the end of the day, right, if you're operating as an exchange in a certain way, some things need to be put in place so this doesn't happen, right? That's just my 2 cents on it, right? But decentralized exchanges, they're a different story in my opinion. We will talk about them another day. We're not focused on them right now, but decentralized exchanges are definitely a different story. Now, as we get back to this, Sam then goes, hey, we want to get bailed out. Now, CZ says, yep, we're going to bail you out. Boom. Doesn't really do any good checking, right? It's just quick Twitter transactions. And then the next day, we have it to where CZ backs out on the deal. He backs out on the deal, right? Now, what is that going to do to crypto, or what did that do to crypto, right? We're currently in a recession. We've been down for months, right? Inflation is up 7.7% year over year. The debt, right? The U.S. debt in as far as consumer debt is up 2%, 325 billion, right? So the economy is not in the best of state, right? And we have a powerhouse, Binance, saying, yes, we're going to buy FTX. Another powerhouse exchange, right? Number 2, saying, hey, yes, we're going to buy it. Now, I'm not saying that this was a strategic move by Binance, because I don't think that if this was the case, I don't think that they thought that it would go this way, right? By saying they would pull it out. But I'm not naive, right? Like, if you're at that level and you are, I don't know, $1 billion, industry, right? You've gotten to that point. You're thinking 10 steps ahead, right? Like, you're thinking steps ahead, right? You're talking moving $2 billion out of a company. You kind of know that something's going to happen, right? Now, all in all, it just seems like FTX was taken out in, 4 or 5 days, right? And it is sad. Now, I luckily, I don't keep my money in exchanges, right? And I'll say this a lot: not your keys, not your crypto. And the reason I have cold wallet storages is for reasons just like this, right? If I had FTT token, and I saw that, all this stuff was coming out, I would have probably only lost about 18%, right? Because I would have been able to get out immediately, right? Before any halting of trades, before any of this stuff, right? Because it's on my cold storage or on a different platform, right? Now, I don't use exchanges to hold. I only use exchanges to buy and move it to my wallets. Now, that's what I do. Do your own research. But yeah, now with all that selling pressure coming through with the recession, Bitcoin just couldn't handle it, right? Bitcoin could not handle that pressure, and we see it fall to 15.6. And like I said, right, I don't think this is over, because we have a contagion effect, right? And that contagion effect comes from, right, FTT token goes down. We just got a report of BlockFi going down. So now you cannot take out any money from BlockFi. So if you were staking, they've halted all transactions. Why? Because they were probably heavily relying on FTX, right? Now, this can cause a ripple effect, a massive ripple effect, right? So if you're in the crypto market, be ready. Now, if you are there and you have been here, you know what it's time to do. It's time to build, right? I don't say buy, I say build, right? If you're able to build in the blockchain space, why not, right? Make your mark. Artists, enthusiasts, developers, entrepreneurs, build in this space now, so that when it does thrive, you'll be in a better position to make, I'm not going to say a lot of money, because this is not financial advice, but I will say you will be able to make your own mark in the Web3 space at an early start, right? And most of the projects that go out there are trash or won't make it out, right? 97% of all projects hosted on most decentralized platforms are rug pulls or not true, right? But like I said, we're not going to talk about decentralized exchanges. We're keeping it strictly on Bitcoin, so I don't want to get off topic. But as it goes, right, this is just a recipe for disaster. Now, as far as Bitcoin and Ethereum go, right, now Bitcoin, right, on June 17th, Bitcoin was around 19K. The same time, Ethereum was around $879, right? Now, I want you guys to listen to this and just understand, right? Today, Bitcoin is currently at 17K, but Ethereum is at 1.2K. Are you guys understanding, right? So Bitcoin was at 19 a few months back. This is June 17th, right? 19K. Currently at 17K, right? Ethereum was less when Bitcoin was more, and now it is more when Bitcoin is less, right? We're seeing Ethereum make this move, right? People are understanding that Bitcoin doesn't have all the utility that other protocols have, right? It's just facts, right? It's pure facts. I'm not saying anything is wrong with Bitcoin, not saying that, right? But what I'm saying is that the utility behind other protocols goes further than the capabilities of Bitcoin currently. Now, I'm not saying we don't need Bitcoin, but what I'm saying is investors are looking, and we are currently seeing a transition, and you guys need to pay attention to this transition. Ethereum is gaining over Bitcoin, right? As Bitcoin is falling, Ethereum is falling too, not as hard. But when Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum is making stronger gains. Now, it's just something to notice, is what I will say. Now, why it's important to notice is because Bitcoin is currently the S&P 500 to stocks, right? Like the S&P 500 stocks, like Bitcoin is that to crypto. So if we see a major flip or a major, power struggle between Bitcoin and possibly Ethereum, the number 2 coin, right? This could not play out well for the market as a whole, right? I think that it would be way too early for us to dismiss Bitcoin as that threshold. So to all those whales out there, you guys that are making the actual moves and making the actual decisions, if you see my video, you guys are the only ones that are going to keep, these Bitcoin maxis. You guys are the only ones that are going to be able to keep that there. Not saying hold it, not saying do anything with it, but you guys ultimately have that power. Now, what I will say is, if Bitcoin does, fall below that 10K threshold, right? We're at 15K. We could still see 12K. We could still see 10K. And why I say that is that contagion effect, that ripple effect. We're going to see more exchanges go down. We're going to see more protocols being called up to the SEC. It's gonna happen. Like, this is what is currently going on right now, right? It's not a game. It's not a gimmick. This is what's going on. And if you don't understand it and you start buying into projects, dumping a lot of money into it right now, I'm telling you, you could be in trouble. So just because you see it at a low price right now does not mean go and dump all your money into it, because we're not in a financial position as a country to just spend all our money on crypto. Now, I am someone who is big on crypto. I love crypto. I have my own crypto, right? But I'm not going out here dropping thousands of dollars on crypto every time it drops, right? I'm making my small, consistent buys and building on this way up, right? I'm also building in blockchain ecosystems. I'm also supporting and educating individuals on how they can get into blockchain, right? And I'm doing these videos for you to understand, right? This is for understanding. It's not just for, I'm going to get in, make a lot of money. It's down now. Let me dump this, right? Like, there's room for it to go down even more, right? So if you're not someone that's really into the game and really been there, right? Or really been into this crypto lifestyle for 2 years, 3 years, and haven't really felt any effect, don't just jump in because somebody said This is low. Jump in. I'm telling you that the current economy doesn't go with that method right now, right? So be cautious. Do your own research on anything that I say, right? Everything that I say, do your own research on it. I don't care if you disagree with me, put it in the comments. Tell me why. I would love to see your opinion on it, honestly, because what it'll do is sharpen my skills, right? And you know, the numbers are there. I gave you the numbers. You can always fact check everything that I said. So thank you for tuning into All Things Blockchain, where we are here to educate, develop, and transform. Now, once again, I'll say this is not financial advice, and you guys have a great night. Peace.